Many people believe there is an afterlife after death. No matter what religious background you come from, everyone has their own kind of story of what is truly beyond when we live our lives. However, there are some cases of people who know they have lived before and remember what they did back in the day, even though it wouldn't be possible. Let's explore these stories today. Hello and welcome back to bamtoplists. I'm your host Tina, and today we will be taking a look at the top 10 people who remember their past lives. Please leave this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers so that we can start doing giveaways as a way of saying thank you for helping us out. Now, let's get started. Coming in at number 10, we have Kim Kardashians Son. Kim Kardashian West made headlines when her son Son was born, but not for the same celebrity reasons that we all might think. This story is actually a little more intense than the normal Kim K news. Her and her family believe that her son is a reincarnation of her late father, Robert Kardashian Sr. When Kim and Kanye were expecting their son via surrogate, they met a blind medium in Bali and told them that the son would be the reincarnation of Robert Kardashian Sr. What shocked them the most about this news is that they didn't tell anyone or any celebrity media outlet that they were expecting. The creepiness doesn't stop there though. When Son was born, they gave their son to their nurse to take care of for the day, and the nurse took him to a baby shower. One of the guests at the baby shower came up to the nurse and Son and said, "Please tell their mom this is a family member of hers reincarnated." To add to the cherry on top on this story, Son is left-handed, just like Kim's father used to be. Do you believe Son could be the reincarnation of Robert Kardashian Sr.? Let me know in the comments. Coming in at number 9, we have twins. In 1957, John and Florence Pollack got into a car accident with two twin daughters, Joanna and Jacqueline, but sadly, the twins didn't make it and passed away. Within the next year, John and Florence gave birth to another set of twins named Gillian and Jennifer. When the twins were born, they had a few resemblance from the deceased twins. Like Jacqueline and Jennifer both had the exact same birthmark on their wrists. But what makes this story even more creepy is that every time the twins would be in the car driving, they would yell and scream and say stuff like, "The car is going to get us." Do you believe it's just a coincidence? Or do you believe the twins were reborn into their siblings? Let me know in the comments. Coming in at number 8, we have Dorothy Eddy. When Dorothy visited a museum in London, England, she became fascinated by Egypt and their culture. She would kiss the statue's feet and say, "Leave me here, these are my people." When she saw a photo of the temple of Seti I at Abydos, she told her father, "This is my home, this is where I used to live." As Dorothy got older, she married an Egyptian man and moved to Cairo, Egypt. They had a child together named Seti, who was the 19th dynasty pharaoh. With much research, it turns out that Dorothy is a reincarnation of a priestess named Bentrist. In 1956, Dorothy was invited to scout Abydos, one of Egypt's oldest cities, where she was able to tell archaeologists where to find certain locations where it hasn't been discovered yet by anyone. She found the Temple of Seti I Garden and the hidden tunnel. How did she know where to go? Do you believe she was a reincarnation of the priestess? Coming in at number 7, we have Sonam Wong. Sonam remembers his past life as a Tibetan Lama Dzong Rinpoche III. Before Dzong passed away in 1987, he told 2 of his students that he was going to be reborn in Seattle. 4 years later, Sonam was born to a Buddhist mother. His mother remembers graphic dreams while she was pregnant. In one of her dreams, she was with her son on a plane landing at an auditorium where her son would give Buddhist teachings, and in came the Dalai Lama. In 1994, Sonam became later known as Tuklala. This made headlines when a 4-year-old boy would leave his mom in Seattle and study at a monastery in Nepal. He has stayed in Nepal ever since and changed his name to his previous name, Dzong Rinpoche IV. What do you think of this story? Coming in at number 6, we have Lee. A young boy named Lee told his father that his actual middle name was Ko, and his birthday was on June 26. Even though none of them were true, Lee talks about the life of Hollywood and how he wrote movies and had a daughter named Jennifer. Lee also recalled that he passed away at the age of 48. His parents did not believe what they were hearing, so they decided to look into it further on their own. And through their research, they found a movie titled Gone with the Wind, which the screenplay was written by a man named Sidney Coe Howard, who had a daughter named Jennifer and died at the age of 48. How did Lee know? Coming in at number 5, we have Luke Ruhelm. When Luke was just 2 years old, he kept mentioning a girl named Pam. His mother just brushed it off, thinking it was nothing. But then a few years later, Pam was still being mentioned in conversations. His mom asked his son, "Who is Pam?" Her son replied, "Well, I used to be, but I died and went to heaven and saw God, and God pushed me back down." When his mother asked him how he died, he said by fire. His mom did some research and found out that there was a girl by the name of Pamela Robertson from Chicago who passed away in a hotel fire. Luke was then featured in the TV show Ghost Inside My Child, where he explains the whole story in more detail. Coming in at number 4, we have Duminda Bandora Ratnake. At just 3 years old, Duminda told the story of how he used to be a monk in his past life. He said that he was a senior monk at Sigiriya Temple in Sri Lanka. He remembers how he owned a radio and a red car and had some chest pains, to which he pointed out that's how he died. So when the parents of the kid did some research to see if Duminda's story was accurate, it turns out that there was a monk by the name of Mahanaka Gunapana from the temple who fit the boy's description of the man's life. A few monks have confirmed that the story was correct, but instead of a radio, he owned a gramophone, which the boy probably didn't know the proper name for, so he thought of a radio. How did the little boy know? Coming in at number 3, we have Arthur Flowerdew. Growing up, Arthur believed that he was a reincarnated of his past life. He had visions of a desert city he's never seen before that was carved into a cliff. While watching a documentary on BBC, he recognized this city as Petra, Jordan. In 1979, Arthur joined a film crew for the BBC and pointed out areas where he's never been before. He even pointed out an area that hasn't been excavated yet. He even recalled exactly at what spot he was killed with a spear. How creepy is that? Coming in at number 2, we have Sam Taylor. When Sam was just 18 months old, he told his father as he was getting his diaper changed and said, "When I was your age, I used to change your diaper." A few years have passed and his father decided to share some old photos of past relatives and friends to Sam, especially showing his late father's pictures. His father was shocked to hear when Sam pointed out an old car in the photo and said, "That's my car." But just to be certain that his son wasn't just saying that just because, he showed him a few more photos. And in one of the other photos, the deceased grandfather was in the photo with a group of people, and Sam said, "That's me, and those are bad men." His father could not believe what he was hearing coming out of his son's mouth. Could he be a reincarnation of his grandfather? Coming in at number 1, we have Ryan Hammond. Ryan is one of the most well-known cases of reincarnation stories. When Ryan was just a boy, he would yell and scream at his mother, telling her that he must take him back to the house where he lived before, and even yelling at his mom that he is homesick. He described his house that it is a mansion with many cars and a pool in the backyard. His mom didn't know what to do, but to try and find this house that her son is trying to describe. So she took out some old books and started to show images to her son, hoping that he would tell her where they needed to go. And one of the books was a movie scene from the movie Night After Night, filmed in 1932. Ryan pointed to a man in the photo and said, "That guy's me. That's the old me." His mother contacted a specialist in reincarnation and found out that the man in the picture was actor Marty Martin. So the guy set up an interview with Marty's daughter and the boy, and the daughter confirmed that the details Ryan said were all true about her father's past, including the location of his home. That's it for today's list of top 10 people who remember their past lives. Which one on this list creeped you out the most? Let us know in the comments. Also, share this video with a friend and subscribe to help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. I'm your host Tina, and I'll see you in the next video.